Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Tequila Sway. So, I have something that I want to give to you in hopes that you would use it in order to make you some money, okay? If you don't know anything about me, my name is Tequila Sway. I help artists to become unstarving and focus on their purpose. How do I do that? I do that by giving you things that I've learned and tested out for myself. And if it was successful, I let you know. And if it wasn't, I'd be like, listen, you might want to pause, even though it may work for you, despite the fact it didn't work for me. Okay, let's just be honest. But today, I would like to give you a way that I made $500 without having a website. I know, right? Like, who does that? How do you even do that? Because most people would say, you need a website, you need a website. And granted, I am not refuting the fact that you probably do need a website. However, it isn't the only way to make money. Houseway. Okay, before I give you the tea in Tequila Sway, I need you guys to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to like this post at the end of the video, and be sure to give me some tips on what you think should be added, if you have any questions about anything, and if you think that this is something that you would like to test out and that you are going to test out. All right, be sure to put on your notification bell as well. Okay, so Sway, how do I make $500 without a website? Well, little grasshopper. You asked. I'm so glad you asked. Look, I'm so excited. I can't even think of the words. Okay. I always have to let you know that I won't tell you something that I've never tested out myself, right? So the first thing that I noticed in order to make, there's a ladybug. Okay. Unscripted. The first thing you must do on Instagram in particular, I haven't tested out any other platforms yet because IG is where I spend most of my time and it is where my page is monetized, okay? So the first thing that I would say you need to do in order to make that $500 without having a website is to show up consistently. Show up on your page consistently. What does that mean? Yes, it means posting. Yes, it means going live. Yes, it means engaging with other people's pages. Yes, it means that you must make an appearance. Otherwise, people don't know anything about you, right? I mean, let's be real. So when you show up consistently, people start recognizing you more. For example, in the beginning, I think I started posting maybe once a day, right? Because I was still somewhat a teensy bit of an introvert, but I broke out of that easily. Remembering that I have an important message to deliver, and in order to do that, I got to keep showing up and delivering the message. Artists, right? So the first thing I started doing was showing up consistently. I didn't have any intention, to be honest. I just wanted to post up my pictures that I was taking from my why can't I think of the name? From my photo shoots. From my photo shoots, I wanted to post up my artistic pictures, and that was it as far as I knew. So I started to show up and post everything that I'm about artist wise, modeling, doing poetry, and whatever else that I did, right? So I showed up consistently. The second thing that I did was strategically started showing up. Okay, I started to strategically show up because if you just continue to post with no intention behind it, it's kind of pointless. You know what I'm saying? It becomes kind of pointless. It's like, okay, so what are you really here for? What are you doing, right? So you have to create a strategy on how you're going to show up, why you're showing up. You see what I'm saying? If you're showing that, hey, I'm a poet, spit some poetry, do some freestyling, test yourself, jump out of your comfort zone, show something behind the scenes, invite people in, be strategic. about how you're posting. Make them feel something if you are just willing to establish that type of environment. You know what I mean? Because building that type of relationship with your audience is really important in order to get the dollars. But anyway, the third thing I would say, the third thing, and you're learning a little bit of sign language here, people. I'm not just teaching you just steps on how to make that money. I'm teaching you another language. Sometimes I would give you a little bit of Spanish, but here I'm just giving you three in sign language. All right, so the third thing you want to do is creatively promote your product. So whatever it is that you have, right? Whatever it is that you have, you want to make sure that you are not just posting saying buy me, buy me, buy me, right? You don't want to just say buy me, buy me, buy me. You want to say, okay, here is my thing. This is what I do, and this is how it can help you, and this is how it can entertain you, and this is why you should get it. But without directly saying it. Sorry, if you see me looking over and stuff, it's because the ladybug is like kind of flying, and I don't want it to fly in my eye, and then it's going to be a whole situation. You're going to see me going crazy, and I don't have time to be editing no videos. I'm sorry. I just can't. But anyway, so you want to make sure you are creatively promoting your product. So for example, if you are not following my Instagram page at Tequila Sway, then you should, because at the beginning of this year, I did a freestyle poetry and fitness challenge, and we did that for a few months based on the 5 F's that I have that I've created. And so creating those videos on a daily basis for a few months at a time helped to gain trust in your audience, and it also gave me a way to creatively promote my products, my books that are called Focus. I would sometimes have my books in my videos, or sometimes I would just use my one word, focus, to get my audience attention. So it's many ways that you could be strategic in that, and you just have to find out what it is you want to talk about. What are you aiming at that will make people want to come and stay on your page, right? All right, so the fourth thing, right? The fourth thing. The fourth thing you should have in order to create or make $500 without a website is to have a link tree. Some people are against it. They say, no, don't have a link tree, blah, blah, blah. You should have your website because that traffic should go to your website. Absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why you should have a website, because your traffic should go directly to your website. However, this is all about not having a website and still making money from it, right? So having a link tree just gives you a place where you can add all of your links, to the promo shows that you may be doing. Maybe you have an event coming up. You can put the links to your books from Amazon, or whatever else that you're doing. You could easily just link it to your link tree, and it would have a place to store what you do. You know what I mean? Which leads to the other thing. The fifth thing. The fifth thing is having a reliable processing system. You need a place where people can go to click on your product or your service, right? Such as Linktree. And then you need a processing system to collect the money. For example, Square. I know there are other, reliable processing systems such as Stripe and PayPal, things like that. You can choose whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever works for you. But I will say that I personally use Square, and it has worked out really well for me. It keeps you from having to do so much manual work. People could just go to your Linktree, see your title for your product or your service, and it will link directly to your Square where they can pay for it. You see what I'm saying? So then all you have to do is go back to your Instagram page and promote that thing creatively. Do you hear me? I hope you hear me, artists. I hope you hear me. And a lot of people would say, no, 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 make sure you get your website. Absolutely. I would not say don't ever get a website. I'm just telling you that you can still make money prior to having a website. Because unless you know someone who can make a website to give you a discount, or unless you know how to make it yourself, then you're going to have to save money to get the website, okay? But if you don't have one and you want to make money before you get one in order to pay to get a website, um, you should definitely take these steps into consideration, because these are the same steps that I've taken, and I've made the $500 within a short amount of time without having a website. Now, granted, I am working on my website. However, the fact that I know that I could create a source or stream of revenue without having one says a lot. And I think sometimes we get so stuck in our heads, thinking like, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have that, and I don't know this, and I don't know that. Well, I just told you game. I just gave you game. So you can't say, I don't really know. I can't make money that way. I don't really. How do I sell my book? How do I sell my service? I just told you. I just told you. You know what I'm saying? So get to work. Execute, artists. You know what I mean? So let's recap. How to make $500 without a website. Let's recap. Consistently show up. You gotta show up. You gotta build trust within your community, your community page, wherever you are, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. You gotta show up consistently in order to build that trust. Those strategically show up. At some point, you're going to have to show up with a purpose. You can't just keep showing up like, look at my face, look at these filters. You have to strategically map out what it is that you want to say and why. The third thing is this: creatively promote your product. You don't want to just say, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. You want to find different ways of saying it, whether it's directly, with, doing some type of poem or something. I'm giving y'all the tea. Or just kind of directly saying it without saying it, and that's a whole different video. The fourth thing is to have a link tree. Cuarto, a link tree. I know a lot of people are against it, but listen, it worked for me, and I would advise it, and I would suggest it. It doesn't hurt anything. And the fifth thing, cuarto, is you want to have a reliable processing system to collect the funds, such as Square or Stripe or PayPal. Okay, I hope these steps help you, because they definitely helped me to make that $500, which was very much needed. And as an artist, you want to make sure you are creating opportunities to make money. For some reason, we are so afraid to talk about money, and this is one of the reasons why we carry around this starving artist title so tightly, because we can't have the conversation around it. But we're going to have the conversation around it over here in these parts. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you comment and let me know what you liked about this video, or the tips that you enjoyed the most and that you will be taking next. And make sure you let me know, like, hey, thank you for sharing it with me, because it helped, after you go and test out the steps. All right. Know that everything takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you continue to put yourself out there on your social media pages, I promise you will make progress, because I did. All right. I hope this helps. Until next time, talk to you later.